with Through Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com, Gen Con 50. 50.
Sold out. Crazy.
Completely. Like I heard, even the event tickets are gone.
Yeah, everything's gone.
Everything's gone. And we are in the, I guess you could say this is the Greater Than Games exhibit hall.
Yes, we are in the Greater Than Games. We're doing a demo hall, and we have, this is room 134, and then we have a separate retail space in the main hall, which is booth 1343.
Wow, that worked out pretty good. And, well, we're going to talk about everything.
Yes, all the new.
I mean, it's a lot of new. So, history, I think, 1, 2, 3. I don't think I've interviewed Greater Than Games in 4 years. Since then, they've gone from Sentinel Tactics to kaboom!
All the things.
All the things, and they're doing a lot more things than I realized they were doing. One of which is a role-playing game.
Woo! Finally, it's arriving.
So the role-playing game, finally it's arriving, so I guess you've had a lot of requests.
We have indeed had a lot of requests from our audience and from role players around the world that have been dying to have a hero-based role-playing game. And we are here to deliver.
Okay, so obviously it's comic book oriented.
It is very comic book oriented, yes. So essentially, this game adheres to a seasoned RPG player as well as a new RPG player. So the game it gives you the walkthrough if you're brand new to playing RPGs, or whether you're a seasoned RPGer. It also lends itself to creating your own characters. So what Christopher has done in the universe is created a universe for you to play around in, and whomever's GMing to use all the backstory and everything, but then to create your own characters to play within the universe. And so not only can you use the pre-built characters, which here's one of them. Here is Wraith. Beautiful, beautiful.
And Wraith's in the regular Sentinel game,
correct,
right? Yes.
Yep. So this is the Sentinel Comics universe. It's based in the Sentinel Comics universe. And so this is post-Oblivion. Oblivion has changed a lot about the world, and you're playing your RPG in the post-Oblivion world. So he has weaved a lot of backstory for this particular universe, and it's brilliant. And he really wants you to both him and Adam have created this story to where they really want you to create your own hero and play within the storyline.
Okay, so this is actually a step away from the characters that are pre-generated for the other portions of the game, the card game and the miniatures.
Correct, but you also have the pre-gen characters. You have those as well, but then you can also create your very own. So if you've ever had an idea of like, oh, I'd like to have a character that has this power or this or looks a certain way, you can create your own and play within the universe.
So how much have you guys announced about this game so far?
So we've talked a little bit about this game.
I saw more than one set of dice. So is it a D10, D6 based game or a plethora of all of the above?
Yes, I think it's a plethora of all the above. I know that I haven't really.
I saw D10s, D6s.
Yes.
I wouldn't call it a D20 game.
Yeah.
I saw dice.
Yeah.
They saw dice too. It goes all the way up to a D12.
Yeah, D12.
I didn't see that chart.
Yeah. So what he wants you to do is, if you do choose to play one of the characters, you're more than happy to. But I mean, the environment lends itself to you creating your very own personal experience. So that you can be your character and delve into the world.
So I guess in character creation, what are the guidelines? Like, I mean, how restrictive are they? Obviously, there's got to be a list of powers, but like.
That I do not know. I'm not aware. This is the first I've actually ever seen.
That was my my next step. You guys might very well be among the first to see this. So is this going to be a box set initially, or? So
the first thing that's going to release is the beginner's kit, and so there's going to be 6 characters, and then the guide.
Oh wow!
So this is the starter kit.
Nice. Dice obviously in it.
Yes. So there'll be this is priced at $19.95.
Blank sheets of paper to draw your heroes.
Yes, $19.95 for this for the starter.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good because you said 6 of these, right?
Yep, 6 characters. And the pre-gen characters are also, I mean, everything about the game lends itself to beginners RPGs, because this can also be a segue game into the RPG world for people that aren't terribly familiar with it, but are also very in tune with the comics universe. So.
All right. Next up.
Now this is super fun. This is Lazer Riders, and if you know anything about the 80s, you will see that everything crazy about the 80s is incorporated into this box.
I should have added it that way. Sorry, guys.
So you've got your spot foils here. You've got your cassette tapes for your old VHS cassette tape box, and each of these cassette tapes that are in here hold each character. And what you're doing is you're riding through the universe on these lasers trying to capture prisms, and whoever captures 3 prisms is the winner of the game. Now, if you have ever played or are familiar with Tron or X-Wing, you will know exactly how to play this game. Any surface is your board, and so you're playing around trying to capture the prisms. Sometimes you strategically crash into other people's, and their laser.
There's even throwback hints here to the Galaxy Rangers.
Yes, there is. We've got Super Sheriff, Galactic Wave Driver, Phantom Cosmonaut, and Super Sheriff.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So this has created quite a bit of buzz just by the box art itself.
I would say so. Are you demoing this year?
We are, yeah. We'll be demoing it all weekend. Next up is our Fate of the Elder Gods. Now we partnered with Richard Launius. Obviously everybody knows Richard Launius created Arkham Horror. And so this is the opposite of Arkham Horror, whereas you're playing the cultist and you're trying to raise your god as opposed to stopping your god from taking over and destroying the world. So we can actually open this one up. I've got this one.
It's only a little stubborn.
Just a little, yes.
Oh, wow.
So this one, it's got spot UV on the board as well, so the board itself is absolutely gorgeous to look at. And so you were...
Black light, anyone? Man, it is beautiful.
Yeah, it came out, it definitely exceeded our expectations for sure. And then you've got your gods, obviously. There's Cthulhu and your different gods.
Ooh, I like the backs better than the fronts.
And so you've got your different little cultists here, and you are playing one of the 5 cultists here. You can see the little, I'm not sure if you can see the little pictures.
They might be able to do
close
that.
enough.
They'll probably be able to see Cthulhu, though.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
And you can kind of see it
It's actually a tremendous amount of detail.
Yeah. You can actually see on them, we've put an ink wash on them too to bring out the details, so it's quite nice that you can see.
The gray one's probably easier to see.
Yeah.
And of course you get cards.
Lots of cards, and there's spell cards in here, so you're casting spells, you're trying to raise your gods, you're trying to stop whomever else is competing against you. So if you're playing, this can also be played solo, so if you're playing against another person, but you're trying to raise your god with your cultist first before anybody else does. And there's all kinds of different things you're doing, you're casting spells, and there's different environment things that are happening in the environment. It's exactly the opposite of Arkham Horror.
Okay. Oh, and of course, dice.
Yes, the beautiful custom dice. So.
Sweet. I actually haven't played Arkham Horror, so I can't comment too much, guys.
I have not either. That's on my list. Of course, when you're in the industry, you unfortunately don't get as much time you want to play games.
That is correct. Or they get dictated to you.
Yes. And so the expansion, this is actually the expansion. This one actually adds some more gods that are kind of lurking around outside the city, trying to creep in, and you can maybe use them cooperatively with you, or sometimes you can turn them against you.
And there they are on the back. You should be able to see that, I hope.
Got them all backwards. Next up is Exoplanets. So Exoplanets is a game where you're creating a universe and you're creating life on your universe. This was a release in Europe, in the European market, and the publisher wasn't able to bring it to the United States. Well, when we met them, when some of the folks in our company met with them, they decided that they were going to partner and we were going to bring the US release of this game. And so this is the U.S. exoplanets. And there has never been, so if you even have the original version, there's never been an actual expansion to the original. So this is the exoplanets, the Great Expanse, which we've created to accompany the game. So.
And then there's the back. Is that a black hole?
It is. Yeah.
So the Expanse is beyond, right?
Yes. Next up.
Oh, this is heavy.
This is very heavy. So this
It's like 10 pounds.
This has been so popular that the 200 copies that we brought with us to Gen Con are the last 200 copies. We got it in the warehouse, it was sold out already. So we've already pushed the button on the next print run.
So why haven't I heard about this?
The buzz has gotten going for the last 2 months when I got the review copies out to everybody.
Settler Destruction strategy game.
So this is,
it sounds like my kind of game.
Yes. This is a cooperative game where you're playing with your peoples, and you're trying to prevent the raiders from coming in. So there's people that are coming in and trying to settle your lands. So you're a spirit. You're just you're happy spirit. You've got some Dahong, which is some native islanders living there on the island with you. And then these settlers start coming on your island. You're like, oh my gosh, they're blighting the land. I must stop them from blighting the land. So you and your team are trying to cooperatively push these invaders off of your lands and prevent them from settling your lands.
And then Branch and Claw is the expansion, which has some cool pieces.
Yep, it adds some more elements to the game, some more environment things that can happen. There is so much going on in this game. I mean, I know that Christopher and...
are those the beast tokens?
Those are I'm not sure. Beast tokens, yeah.
Oh wait, were there beast tokens on this one? I'm not reading all that.
So I have yet to delve into this one.
The art's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the art is terrific. We've been getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people are either likening it to similarities with like Moana. For some reason, this is resonating with folks. It's reminding them of that aesthetic. But a lot of people are thinking that it's reminiscent of Avatar because you're the
spirit, the elementals, and
yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of fire cards, so
yeah.
I like it.
The buzz that has been going about this has just been crazy. Christopher and Paul, who are two of the owners of the company, we got this a little over a month and a half ago. They've played the game literally 40 times since it's been. They are absolutely in love with it. So
you're gonna sell out at the show, obviously.
Yes.
When will you have more in stock?
So we have it printing right now. We already pushed the button on the next print run. So it'll be probably a couple
So before
months.
Christmas, stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
It's a big stocking, but come on. Huh. Blows my mind that. What about the RPG? When will?
So the RPG is, we really were pushing to try and get it to Gen Con, but it just didn't happen. So we're looking right after Gen Con.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
and
cool.
you'll be able to buy it in retail.
All right.
Yep.
Are you running demos of the RPG here?
They are going to be doing some run-through demos.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is the demo hall.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, they're up in the, another portion.
So there's also another room, and there's actually a map on our portal. If you go to greaterthangames.com/GenCon50, you can see the portal where it has the maps where Christopher is actually himself going to be doing demos in a separate RPG room.
Okay, excellent. Anything else?
I think that's all that
this is everything that's here. What's coming out next?
So we have some great things coming in the future. This next year, we're going to have quite a few more games releasing. One of them being Legends of Sleeping Hollow.
Oh, I saw something about that.
So this Legends of Sleeping Hollow is actually a cooperative role-playing, tabletop role-playing game. And it is beautiful. It's after Ichabod. He's been lost, and so it's after the storyline for the original literary. And so you're trying to find him, and essentially you're working cooperatively to try and locate where the heck is he.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this many games today.
Yeah.
That's good though. I like surprises. And I'm sure you guys like surprises.
Absolutely. We've got a lot more that's been unannounced as of yet. Coming
Well, do
in
say.
2018.
I tried, guys.
Yeah.
I tried.
So, but yeah, just keep an eye out for Greater Than Games. We've got
Whiskey.
lots of things. Awesome.
All right, guys. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Great seeing you again.
Yeah.